What's up, everybody? My name is Christian Braywall, aka Moon. I am doing a different video today. It is a mental health video. My therapist sat there and told me that he loved my first video, but then I asked him what kind of videos do you think I should sit there and do now. He said, well, you can still do the unboxing, but why not do some mental health videos? Some videos that sit there will put out awareness about mental health and everything and how to sit there and cope with different types of mental health. So I was like, okay, so which one would you think I should choose for this first video? He said, why not choose anxiety? Because it's something that you really have a hard time with. So I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and do that. I did a little bit of research and everything, but I will say that everybody's anxiety is different. Not everybody is going to imitate the same thing. Some people, you can see it right away and everything on them. It's just like plain view, you can see it like face to face. Others is more internal, they don't really show it. I'm mostly the internal and everything. If my anxiety gets really, really bad, then yeah, you can see it. But otherwise, my anxiety is more internal, and it's harder to sit there and see and for people to help me cope with it. So there are a lot of different signs of anxiety. Some more so physical, where you can actually see the anxiety, which is consists of sometimes some people might clench their hands or rub their hands or their arms or the legs because it's something that helps them cope. It's something that sits there and helps them calm down. For others, you could be talking to them 1 minute and the next minute they're just blank face. They black out and everything. It's like they're staring at a ghost or something. You can't really snap them out of it until they sort of snap themselves out of it. Some people, they have outbursts of rage or anger or something like that. And in cases of people with outbursts, best thing to do is let them sit there and try to calm down just a little bit enough, but then eventually do sit there and try to like comfort them. Like if it's something that if you can actually do it, hold their hands and tell them everything's going to be okay. Now, if they don't like being touched or at all anything like that, don't sit there and try to sit there and touch them, because it might make them even worse. But still, keep on telling them it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We'll get through this. Some people are antisocial. When they're in big groups of people, they have social anxiety. So they would prefer to sit there and be on their own. I'm somewhat antisocial sometimes. If I'm having a really bad day, I prefer to be in my room by myself, not be around people. I just don't want to deal with others and everything until I feel like I'm ready and prepared to sit there and go and be around others. Some people do break down mentally. They'll start crying. They'll sit there and sometimes they'll get physical where they're beating their head or they're like in a fetal position, and to them, that's just how they sit there and show you how bad they are. Some, like I said, it's a mental breakdown for them, and sometimes it will show. Some others will sit there and actually go to the rooms or go somewhere safe, and they'll do that themselves and not be around others, so that others don't know that they're going through it. I wrote quite a bit down because, like I said, everybody's different. Some people do shake and everything. A common way of people shaking is the legs and everything. If you see the leg bouncing up and down, that is somewhat a little bit of a anxiety or tic and everything. That is some form of shaking and everything. You can actually see it. Some people do have trouble sleeping like I do. I'm constantly having problems falling asleep, staying asleep, and it kind of screws up my whole sleep schedule or anything There's times where I might get a total of 2 hours of sleep a day, and yes, it is exhausting. Sometimes I still feel like I cannot do anything. Um, some people, you'll see them clenching their chest a little bit and everything. Their heart will start racing, and they'll start feeling like their heart's about to be out of their chest. They'll feel like they're having a heart attack or something, but it's not. It's their anxiety. Their anxiety is at a point where their body is going to react in a very really bad way. So if you see someone clenching their chest, try to sit there and help them go through breathing exercises. Sit there and help them breathe and breathe out. And the best way to do that is breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Because if you breathe in through your mouth the whole entire time, it does not help. I've seen it, and I have observed a lot of times where people just sit there and breathe just in through their mouth, and it does nothing for them. But when someone coaches them to go breathe in through their nose, out through the mouth, it actually sits there and it's more calming, because you're not sitting there going like, because you can cause yourself to hyperventilate if you do it that way. Some people do get nauseous and everything. It's more so not exactly they will sit there and actually sit there and get sick. Those are like extreme cases where their anxiety will make them actually physically get sick. But if they feel very nauseous, their stomach's not feeling very well, that is just a mild form of their anxiety going through it. Uh, feeling irritable, tense, or restless. That I think mainly would be towards no, that wouldn't. So if you see somebody being really really tense, sit there and see if they'll talk to you and everything about it. See if you can calm the tension down, calm the irritability and all that. Try to sit there and get to the point where they're more relaxed and not feeling like everything's just squeezing them. Everything's just finding them into a small box. Trouble concentrating or making decisions. That would also be sort of like a blackout scene or anything, because when you black out, you're not concentrating really on anything. You're just like out there. You're just gone. And at that point you could do the same thing, like sit there and try to talk to them a little bit, try to see if you can get them out of it. But majority of the time when somebody does that and everything, if you try to sit there and bring them out of it, sometimes they might react in a really bad way. So I suggest sit there and like talk to them calmly, and if they don't respond to you, sit there and try it again. But if they continue not to respond, just let them sit there and come out of that scene, out of that blackout phase and everything on their own. Panicking, yes, that is a major thing when it comes to anxiety. That's one definite way to sit there and figure out if somebody's having real bad anxiety is they'll start panicking, and that panicking turn into either a panic attack or an anxiety attack. In that case, a lot of cases, if it's mild, you can sit there and help them yourselves and everything. But if it's to a point where you can't even physically help them, call 911. Sit there and call for an ambulance and get them to the hospital as fast as you can, because you don't want it to be the point where the person might actually physically black out. Not black out as in like they'll start staring at something. It's more of a blackout where they physically actually faint from the anxiety attack. Some really good coping things when it comes to people with anxiety is, yes, talking to them, trying to get them help and everything. Try to get them to talk up to a professional and everything, to a therapist, which is something I have. I have a therapist, and he is slowly getting me to that point where I might sit there and actually start talking to him about more stuff than everything. I'm really the type of person that I bottle things up, and I try to deal with it myself. And that really isn't a good thing for anybody to do is bottle everything up, because one day you could let loose, and it could hurt you, somebody else, or anything. It literally could end your life or something because you might have done something you should have done. It could sit there and put you in jail because you might have sit there and went off on somebody, and you actually hurt them so bad to the point where you did have to be put inside jail and everything. So talking to somebody is really good and everything. Yes, a lot of people, they won't want to talk to somebody right away, but try to sit there and ease them into that. Try to get them to sit there and understand that talking to somebody would be really good for them. But don't try to force it on them, because if you force it on them, they will turtle up and everything. They will sit there and put themselves into a box to where they won't even talk to anybody. They won't even talk to you. They won't do anything. They literally will become a hermit. Breathing, like I said, when it comes to like somebody with like an anxiety attack or something, if it's mild one, sit there and help them breathe and everything. So they go through breathing exercises with them. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Sit there and maybe doing counting will help them. Meditation is a really good one, because meditation, you sit there and put yourself somewhere else and everything. You separate yourself from every single thing around you. You put yourself in a place where it's quiet, calm. It's like literally dead silent, and it's really good. It's a really good exercise and everything. I have done it quite a few times. It's helped me a lot in cases where I had really bad anxiety. I'll sit there and I will separate myself from everybody. I'll lock the door or something, and I'll put on some type of meditation music and everything, and I'll sit there and listen to it until I feel like I'm ready to sit there and come out of it. Sleep, sleeping, yes, is really good, but if you sleep too much, will make it worse. Just like maybe like a little small nap or something, like maybe like an hour or two, that's okay and everything. But if you're like sleeping like like doing an 8 hour nap or something, yeah, that's more so you're actually just going to sleep, and that will screw up your sleep schedule and everything too. Because the fact that you sit there and did extra sleep time and everything, you already slept this many hours already, and you sit there and let your anxiety sit there and make you sleep that same amount of hours. So you just sit there and wasted almost the whole entire day sleeping. For some people, like actually doing physical exercise, like walking or going to the gym, will help them out and everything, because that's where they can sit there and put out their aggression and other stuff on other things, like a a boxing bag or something like that and everything. They could take their aggression out on that. Or for some people, simply as walking, like going outside and go for a little small walk and everything, that helps them out, keeps them calm, because they're not around the problem that's causing their anxiety. They're out there in the world, out there with nature. It's very calming, and they don't have to worry about the thing that's causing them to have their anxiety. I personally don't see how reading will help, but for some people, reading does help because it's like a distraction for them and everything. It keeps them from thinking about what actually caused it, and all they're really focusing on is the book that they're reading and everything, using their imagination to sit there and make a mental image in their mind of what the book is trying to tell them. Some people do use aromatherapy, like essential oils or something, to sit there and help them out, because some people, it's scent that helps them out, or actual physically putting essential oil on themselves. It calms them down or anything. Lavender is a really big one when it comes to anxiety. everybody will tell you that basically dealt with stuff like that. They will tell you lavender is a very calming thing to use and everything, whether it be incense, oils, baths, anything with lavender in it is very, very calming. And I personally have used a lot of lavender and everything. It is very true. It does help you calm. It also can help you fall asleep and everything. It's a flower and a scent that actually will do it for you and everything. Will actually keep you calm. I don't know exactly like the chemical composition that causes you to calm down and stuff, but from personal use and everything, it does really do help calm you down and everything. Um, I'm trying to think of another scent that does it too. Um, Chamomile and everything. Stuff, something like that. That is also very calming and everything. It is a flower that is very calming. Uh, some forms of mint and everything, but it can do it too and everything. It relaxes you and basically what it really does is it just makes you really really relaxed and everything. You're not worried about anything. You're just so relaxed that you don't have a worry in the world. But yeah, if anybody has any more questions about mental health when it comes to anxiety, I encourage you to sit there and talk to a professional or do your own research online to sit there and maybe possibly sit there and help yourself. And if you do think that you do have a problem with anxiety and stuff, I do encourage again somebody to help you through it, talking to somebody. But if you don't feel right, like talking to a family or a friend, I do encourage getting a professional person to sit there and talk to, because they are the ones that actually are taught to see the signs and see things like this and everything. They know exactly what might help you and everything. And if they don't know right away, that's why you go and see them multiple times, because eventually they will find the reason why you are having your problems that you're having. So I do encourage sit there and seek out help and everything when it comes to that. But if you're more comfortable talking to a friend or a family member, that's okay. But me personally, I would rather sit there and encourage for you to go to a professional. And I guess that's about it. I guess my next mental health video would be maybe depression or PTSD or something like that. I will sit there and try to figure out which one I'm going to do and everything in the meantime. But everybody stay safe and have a blessed day. Peace out.